Welcome to Wesley Prep Biology class, where learning life becomes simple and exciting. So let's dive into chapter 1, that is food and its components, from grade 6. So understanding the building blocks of food that keeps us healthy and energetic, we will be learning in detail in this chapter about what is food made up of, why each component is important, and how it helps our body grow and stay healthy. Just like machines and vehicles need fuel to run, similarly, our body also needs fuel. Think of your body, children, it's just like a machine. Needs the right fuel to work. You do your daily activities every day, isn't it? So, this fuel, what is that fuel? It is nothing but it is food. So, food as a fuel is required by our body to do our daily activities. So let's begin with a simple but very important question, that is, what is food? So if you see a plate here, what is food? It's not just something tasty on your plate. Food is what gives our body energy and it also helps us grow and stay healthy. So every time, everything which we eat, whether it is rice, fruits, milk, vegetables, everything that we eat, all those contain some special nutrients. So today we will learn in detail and we are going to explore each and every nutrient one by one in this first chapter. So now children, you all rush to school every day. Sometimes if you are late to the school, you miss and skip your breakfast, isn't it? Now let's take a real life example here. That is, what happens when you skip your breakfast? What happens when you skip your breakfast? You will be hurried, you will be rushing to school. So maybe you might feel dizzy or tired. You couldn't focus in the class, isn't it? So if you miss your breakfast, you feel very tired and very dizzy. So that's because your body has missed the main fuel. That is carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are the main fuel of the body. Okay. So carbohydrates are what we give to our body. That is, carbohydrates are what gives our body energy to stay active and alert. So let us learn in detail what are carbohydrates. So carbohydrates, as we have discussed, these are the main source of fuel, that is main source of energy in our body. So there are two main source of energies, that is carbohydrates. One is simple carbohydrates, the other is complex carbohydrates. So if you coming to simple carbohydrates, these are carbohydrates which gives us quick energy. That is foods like sugar, chocolates, jaggery, honey, all these gives you instant energy when you feel tired or when you are okay. Such kind of carbohydrates are called as simple carbohydrates. And next we have complex carbohydrates, and these complex carbohydrates, these are long lasting energy. They give you long lasting energy, like bread, rotis, okay, which contain starch and fiber, which also helps in the process of digestion. So here we have two types of carbohydrates, that is simple carbohydrate and complex carbohydrates. Let us learn where and what kind of foods does these carbohydrates are present in. Okay, so let us see the sources of carbohydrates. So carbo foods that are rich in carbohydrates are rice, rotis and breads, and fruits like apple, banana also contain carbohydrates, and potatoes. In vegetables, you in potatoes and corn you find sources of carbohydrates. These are, and pulses and legumes also contains carbohydrates. So these are everyday foods, children, and they are very essential for energy. Now let's do a fun activity. Let us see how we can actually test for the starch in the food. So that's an iodine test. So we can test for starch using this iodine solution. So just we need to drop an iodine solution on any food items like take a potato, rice or bread and add iodine solution on 1 or 2 drops of iodine solution on the food. Okay, then you can see the result. Now you see here I have taken a potato and you can see I am adding here iodine solution. So have you seen the change in color? It is changing. How is the color of the iodine here? It is brown color. When you add it on potato, it is changing its color to blue black, isn't it? So when it changes its color to blue black, it means that there is starch present in the potato. So if it is not turning into blue black, it is yellow or brown in color, then it results as negative. It means that there is no starch. So this is how we can do a simple experiment to test starch in carbohydrates in foods. So as we have discussed that what if we don't eat enough carbohydrates? You will not have energy, isn't it? So this is how we find out what happens if you have less energy in your body or if you don't eat proper carbohydrates every day, what happens to our body or what kind of problems do we face? So as we know, calcium deficiency, if there is carbohydrate deficiency, then the energy will crash. It means that there will be low energy in our body. We will not be active. We cannot do anything without energy in our body. So that is caused by low carbohydrates. So here, yes, you can see dizziness, weakness, fatigue in the sense, tiredness. All these are the reasons for low carbohydrates in your body. So if you have low carbohydrates in your body, that is low sugar levels in your body, it leads to a carbohydrate deficiency disease called hypoglycemia. And sometimes children, if you don't eat proper carbohydrates, you may also suffer from constipation. Okay, that is why it is very important. You will have fiber deficiency and you will have a stomach ache and constipation. That is why you have to regularly include carbohydrates in your regular daily diet. So here carbohydrates especially are important when we are active. So let's see how these carbohydrates help us when you are playing games or when you are playing sports. You have to be active, isn't it? So how carbohydrates help you to be active when you are playing some games or sports? So carbohydrates and the physical activity. So during sports, when you play sports or any physical activity you do, your muscles, they use the glucose from the carbohydrates and it converts it into energy. So without enough carbohydrates, your body feels drained, you will be tired, you will get tired easily and your performance in your competitions will be less. It will drop out. So always you need to use your fuel, that's carbohydrates, into your body so that you will always be active. So muscles need glucose. Hydrates, our muscles absorb the glucose and convert that into energy. So if you have low carbohydrates, then you will have poor stamina, you'll have fatigue and also muscle cramps. I hope all of you might have observed this when you are running or when you are climbing a stairs or when you are doing some physical activity, you will have muscle pain, isn't it? So that's muscle cramps. Why is it? Because you have low sugar levels in your body, low glucose levels in your body, and you don't have enough energy. That's a reason you will have muscle cramps. So to include fruits, grains, cereals in your diet before you are doing some physical activity. So let us do a recap, children, and the question for today. So let's recap. Carbohydrates, they give us energy with the help and also it helps in proper digestion. And we can starch using an iodine test. We have done. If we put one or two drops of iodine on a food which contains starch, it changes its color to blue and black, isn't it? So that shows that there is presence of starch in the food. And what happens if we have less or deficiency of carbohydrates in our body? We feel well. If we don't eat enough or without enough carbohydrates in our body, we feel tired and constipated. So tell me, what did your plate contain and what's on your plate? So you should always include carbohydrates in your diet regularly. You eat a lot of junk food, so you need to stop that and include fresh fruits like apples or bananas in your diet, and also potato you need to eat, and rice or bread or roti every day. You need to include all these into your diet so that you have a proper digestion, and also you will your muscles absorb the glucose and you will have energy to do your daily activities. So I hope you understood what are carbohydrates, what are the sources of carbohydrates, and the deficiency diseases of carbohydrates. So let us continue with the next topic about other nutrient, that is proteins.